What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Watch It in Action. I'm BouseFeenux, and today we're going to be taking a look at this curious little beam weapon here called the Convextrix. And essentially how it works is it's basically a shotgun in terms of how Warframe categorizes things. And what you're going to be doing is when you shoot it, it'll converge into two beams, and those beams will deal pretty much massive damage over time. So if you're a fan of the phage, this is a good weapon to check out for you. But let's take a look at the build real quick. So we're going to be going with a all damage build here. It's got pretty good status chance, and what you can do is you can throw on your 60% elementals, your dual stats. That'll fit on this build as well. But when I was building this, I wanted to see how much damage I could get out of it. The status chance actually gets pretty high if we put on two secondary or two dual stat mods, but you know, we get like, I think it's 50 like over 50% or something like that, which is pretty decent. But I don't know, 25 status a second is still pretty good, and you get the extra damage of having these two 90% on top of that. So as far as the other mods go, we're looking at Hell's Chamber for multi-shot, Prime Point Blank, Seeking Fury, and Vicious Spread. Vicious Spread doesn't really affect this weapon at all. Essentially what it does to other shotguns is this is kind of like your heavy caliber, but for shotguns. It gives us 90% damage, and then it adds 60% spread to your weapon, which kind of spreads out the shot of it. So essentially that doesn't affect this weapon at all, so really we're just getting 90% extra damage for free. Seeking Fury is really good on this. It gives it a super quick reload speed at 1.7 seconds, and then we get that punch through, which is really nice for beam weapons, especially if you're holding down the trigger on that, and you know, you got enemies that are filing right behind each other. So this is really good. I like using punch through on a lot of my different weapons, but pretty standard build here. I like it a lot. 5 Forma, you can fit all this stuff on. If you want to just go with the straight up status, you could probably get away with 4 Forma, or maybe even 3. I haven't done the math on it, so, you know, don't quote me on that. But, yeah, I mean, really, this is the only build that I have for this weapon. I haven't really found anything else crazy to do with it, but let's test it out on the firing range real quick. Let's test it out on some dudes and see how it does. So, primarily, slash damage is going to be awesome. You got that status, which is corrosive, so anytime you have corrosive and slash, that's pretty awesome. It's going to help you out a ton. I'm going to show you how this works on Corrupted Ancients. These guys have an obscene amount of health, and we'll see actually how much this ticks for. One of the other cool things about this weapon, too, is it has near unlimited ammo. You can sit and hold down on the trigger for this thing forever, and you'll be pretty good to go. But as you can see here, we're getting about, you know, 4,000 to 5,000 damage a tick, sometimes 10,000, and then we get the occasional crit in there that's pretty nice. I mean, these guys have just so much health, it's ridiculous. They're getting a little conga line for me here, and we're going to see how that punch-through works. That was real nice of them. But you see here, we took out that whole squad of Corrupted Ancients, and we still have tons of ammo left over. You can just see how slowly the ammo counter is ticking down there. We got that blast proc, knock all these guys down, that's pretty good. This weapon is extremely impressive with Banshee, because it allows you to target her little sonar spots really easily, and then that damage per tick is just going to be obscene. So, I mean, it doesn't look like we're doing a whole lot of damage here, but then again, you got to remember how much health these guys actually have, and 4,000 damage a tick is pretty substantial. I mean, you're going to be able to take out most things with that amount of damage, but let's get out of here before we get destroyed. So, I mean, essentially, that's this weapon. A couple other tricks with it. If you hold down and it converges into this beam, but if you want it to be split apart like that, all you got to do is hold the middle mouse button, and then I'll give you this wide beam right here. Unfortunately, everything in the center isn't caught, so it's not like a big cone. It's just two separate beams that kind of go out together like that. But you got the 2 firing modes with it. It's pretty nice, and like I said, I mean, near unlimited ammo. This thing has crazy ammo efficiency. You're pretty much never going to run out of ammo using it. Pretty good range, too, for a beam weapon. You know, if you want to swap out any of those mods for a Sinister Reach, if you feel like it's not far enough for you. But, I mean, a lot of options with this weapon. It's pretty solid. If you like the phage, I mean, this is a really good alternative that deals slash-based damage, so can't go wrong with that. But as for this weapon, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you learned something about this, maybe discovered this weapon for the first time, because it's not a really well-known one, but I'm really thankful you guys have been watching these videos, and it supports me a lot, you know. I really appreciate the support I've been getting. But until the next video, guys, I'll see ya. Thanks a ton.